You know what we want to talk about today?
Yeah, go on.
One of my favourite words of all time, pubes. Pubic hair. Pubes.
Puby. That's your dog's name, Puby?
Yeah, my dog's name's Ruby, but we also call her Puby. We call her Pube. We call her pubic hair. We call her Pubin. The names are truly endless.
True. And you met a guy recently and his name was Ruben. You tried to make Pubin a thing and I absolutely vetoed that because we have Puby. We have our own little pubis.
We don't need another pube in our life.
We don't.
But we've got enough pubes. But it got us thinking about pubic hair and a lot of the male variety of human.
Yeah.
Can't speak for all, just some I've been with and conversation-wise.
Yeah.
Why they love so much pubic hair not being there.
Yeah, it's a trend. Like, honestly, it's a trend. Or
You're a sick sicko.
yes, sick person who likes the look of a hairless. You know what? 70s, we were still full bush. Everything before that was still full bush. So this is 30 years old, this trend. And it went slowly. It went from 70s full bush to the 80s. Now, I was in the 80s when I started to get pubic hair. And by the late 80s, we were being encouraged by marketing to shave our bikini line. Okay, you were not to ever see hair coming out, but full bush in there still, okay?
Yeah.
And then the 90s came the Brazilian. And that was a strip of hair. The noughties brought complete hairlessness as a trend, and that's where we still are today.
People love it.
And I think we're still there because of porn.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you look at old porn and it's so much sexier because there's a naturalness about it. The breasts are natural, the pubic hair's natural, all that kind of thing. And then nowadays you can talk to some men. And this happened to me. I was with a guy for a while and I just kept getting rid of my hair thinking that's what he wanted. And then I finally found out that he loves it. And I'm like, why didn't you say something? Because I don't want to get rid of that if I don't have to. I don't need ingrown hairs. I don't need itching. And I don't need – no, that is a whole level of pain no women needs. If you want it, go for it. If you and this is a whole other, patriarchal thing. I'm doing it for him. And he didn't even want it. That's how miscommunicative we were.
What the shit?
So it's funny because there are men out there who really do like pubic hair and they don't want to admit it because of the trend, because of porn. And yet if you go and have a look at their browser history, I sneak into men's houses all the time and check their browser history.
You would, you singer.
What are they typing in? Full bush, older woman.
Full bush, lives in Melbourne, loves dogs.
Fabulously large.
That's in their browsers. You just start leaving it in all men's browsers. Their wives are like, what the how did this happen?
I'm saving them, those wives that don't have to shave anymore. What do you think of pubic hair?
Like I said, I love the word. Look, I've got a story about
That's it. The end. Goodbye.
I personally, and I don't know if it's just because it's been conditioned in me now and I don't know any better. Obviously, as you get older, you do a lot of work being like, wait, do I really like that? Or is it so like in my psyche now, in my realm, that I don't know any better? A lot of undoing. But I personally don't care for pubes only because I've been shaving for so long now. Or I got laser hair but then stopped. It's so, like if I let it grow, I can't get past that super itchy stage because I will scratch so much that it's unbearable. So I often will just shave the top part. Remember how we've spoken about this? And then leave like the bottom.
Yeah, because I would only shave the bottom part.
So it's like a mullet.
And you only shave the top part. So we were like a jigsaw puzzle if you put it together. It would finally be a complete vagina, but a part We are like a mullet or a goatee. You're
Yeah,
a goatee.
I'm a goatee. It's like business on top, party down the bottom. And it's just like,
See, I was party up the top, business down the bottom.
that's sad because like if I'm having sex though, I will get rid of it all just because like I've been told that, you know, and plus I feel more comfortable because like my noobs, I also call pubes noobs. My noobs can get like out of control.
Most people's can. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. I gave up shaving a long time ago and I'm really glad that I did.
I've seen your pubes.
Have you?
Of course I have. Yours are really wispy and mine are really like clumpy together. Like I've got heaps, whereas yours are like wispy pubes.
They're just like the hairs on our head. I have really thin baby hair and you have really thick curly hair. So
I do.
And that's
so thick.
Mine's really straight. So my pubes are straight.
Yours is straight, yes.
They're not straight, but maybe they are and they just get clumped up in my undies. So it's like I've set them. Like I've been to the salon and they've been set.
I've set my pubes for this occasion.
I love it. Sometimes I plait them, platypus, and then sometimes
you probably could plait your pubes.
Yeah, I could. I remember seeing my mother's pubes and mine are now exactly the same as hers, but I don't let them get as long as hers. Like hers were like a long, you know, girl's hair. It was weird. And mine, I trim mine to be neat for myself.
So what is it called? You still groom. You just like you'll trim your quim.
I trim them because if they get long, then they get wee in them. Which see, pubic hair is there and it goes the way it's supposed to go for your urine. That's the whole reason that it was there because we never used to wear clothes. So it goes straight, like it goes into
it's like a coil,
end, right? So you would be able to direct because when you don't, and everyone listening knows exactly what I'm going to say. When you get rid of all of your hair, and you know when you first do it, and then you go to the toilet and you just piss everywhere. You know, it goes everywhere.
When you get rid of your pubes.
When you first get rid of all of your pubes, you've got absolutely no hair there. Like that day you go to the toilet and your piss is all over the toilet. Like not all over the outside of the toilet, all over and it's all over the bowl. Like it's everywhere. Yeah, once your hair starts to grow back because of the way it grows and it's in a direction.
Love that.
That's there for your urine too. It points it somewhere.
You always know such uselessly good facts.
I know, I do. And I love historical facts. Like, you know, for the longest time we never wore underwear. Even when we started wearing clothes, we still didn't wear underwear. And where you would urinate would be just, you know, on the street or, you know, whatever. So you would stand and you would just wee and you would be fine. You'd jiggle and walk away, you know.
Gone are the days.
And that's why you needed your hair there and everything. Your hair is hair in your armpits, hair on your legs. It's all there for a reason. And it's amazing how much damage we're doing to our ourselves and, you know, allowing things in that shouldn't be getting in, like especially bacteria and things like that, you know, in pubic hair. If you take it away, there's no barrier. Your undies are your barrier. So there's a lot of things that get up in your when you got no hair there.
In your little nunky nunk.
You know, when you go swimming, especially like swimming in the ocean after a really big storm, you know, you can get your ear infections and things because you don't have all these hairs in your ears and you can get things in your dunny.
You really can.
You don't have your hair. So anyway, each to their own.
To each their own. I feel like if you like to I still get rid of my hair.
Tui chazon.
There's no judgment. I still do it when I'm sleeping with somebody, but I'll often just only shave the top if I'm not because like, can they be bothered? But I remember the first time I started to shave my pubes, right? I was 13 years old because I moved to this neighborhood where like I used to live in this place called Budrum where it's like almost like gated. Well, it wasn't a gated community. My dad had like a massive gate and then we moved to Alexandra Headland, which was like more in town and like boys all of a sudden, you know, were like around because I was in high school on the street, not like in my house. Anyway, we moved.
Street.
Yeah, I was no, I wasn't. No shame in anyone's
baby
game.
prostitute.
I was a baby prostitute. No, And then we moved across the road from these dudes that were like older than me. And one of the questions he asked me was, me and my girlfriends, when we just moved across the road, he was like, do you girls shave? And I was like, shave? I was like, Mum wouldn't even let me shave my legs yet. I only just turned 13. Like I was still a child. I was like, yeah, I shave my legs. And he was like, no, do you shave I think they called it pussy, of course. Do you shave your pussy? And I was like, pussy? Like I've never really referred to my vagina as a pussy.
Pussy? I don't even have a cat. Oh.
I'm a child.
Oh,
and
God.
then and he's like, oh, yuck, girls that don't shave their vaginas are disgusting. So then I started shaving my vagina at 13 because a boy told me to.
Because it's disgusting if you don't.
Yeah, so I thought I was disgusting and I went in there and I asked like Mum for a razor to shave my legs, but really I was shaving my vagina hair because a boy told me guys wouldn't touch your vagina, and I thought that I'd wanted my vagina to be touched at some stage of my life unless it was shaved.
God, so sad. The origins of shaving our bodies at all, it actually has really awful history and backstory and everything. Like the white women that would do it to differentiate themselves in a class way from savages, women who of colour were like animals. So you know, they white women would take their hair away really easily, and it was a really big marketed thing. Like not yeah, it's hideous. It's a hideous.
Is it really like a Western thing to shave your pubes, like a real white thing?
Not anymore.
No, but was it?
Yes, it was. It was a class thing. And you know, to get rid of your leg hair and your pubes and everything, like it really differentiated white women from women of colour, and that's why women of colour are some of the biggest shavers of their body. It's the same as when they started to straighten their hair, because you know, to have nappy hair or anything, you weren't treated. You had to be as white as possible.
Oh my God!
So that's another reason I don't shave. It's just like F you. You know, this is my hair, and why? Why is it so offensive to see hair in my armpit next to a man on the beach who has hair in his
hairy
armpits,
everything,
hair on my nipples, when there's a man next to me who has an entire chest.
Yeah.
And he might have bigger tits than me.
Definitely me.
Like what? It's got to, just for me, I just do my own little protest, you know, like anyone that has hair, I just go, leave it. It looks white. It doesn't look any different. But as a man, if you want to get rid of your hair, please do, because some men do. You know what really grosses me out though? Men who get rid of their pubic hair, like bald.
I've been with quite a few men that do that.
A lot of men do it these days. I don't like it.
I think they think it makes their schlong bigger, look bigger.
Yeah, when they groom it and, you know, get less hair, like there's a mirage or whatever you call it, like it's an optical illusion. It does make your penis look a bit bigger, but that shaving off so you just see a bald, that is so disturbing. It is as disturbing as women shave, like walking around looking like 8-year-old girls. It's an 8-year-old boy. It's like, oh, what? And it's always really white. There's no sun there.
Really? I don't reckon. I reckon guys' penises are always darker than their body parts.
No, the fupa.
Oh, yeah, that's white. Yeah.
What would you call that on a man? Whatever that is, that's white. I don't like it.
I don't like it. Something very, very weird. Well, it's not weird. It's actually quite expected / standard. But I was having a conversation with one of my best friends the other day, and, you know, we voice message and she just sends me, you know, all varieties of things. And she just sent me a voice message and she was like, look, I want to understand, you know, queer sex. And I was like, sure. Like, you know, I've started to dabble, loving it sick.
Yeah, you have.
she was like, okay, so she obviously doesn't know any trans people or non-binary. So if she has any questions about stuff like that, she comes to me because one of my friends is obviously trans and I dated a non-binary.
Yep.
And she was like, so if they're a girl and they still have their penis, would they allow for their partner to touch the penis? And I said, look, everybody's completely different. Just like when you're with your straight partner, you talk about what you like and what you don't like. So I had the conversation with the person I'm dating. They didn't identify with their bits, so I never touched their bits, but I did other things, you know, use your imagination. We won't go down that path.
I'm using my imagination right now. Yeah.
Do it. They were like, well, how did you get them off? And I was like, well, we had a discussion about what I liked and I had a discussion about what they liked. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. She goes, so you talk about what you like and what they like. And I go,
yeah.
Well, yes, I've always done that even before queer relationships. I tell men,
what you like,
cisgender men, what I like. And she goes, I've never had sex with somebody where I've told them what I want.
Oh.
And I thought to myself then and there, how much are women and men out there, or non-binary or just queer, anybody out there not saying what they want from their sexual partner, which made me think this is not a shit canning like episode at all by any means segment.
No.
Women and men and people of all non-binaries, talk about what you want. I was so shocked by that. I was like, girl, I just said to them, what do you like? Like, I want to make you come. What do you want me to do? Like, how are we not having these conversations? I thought that was such a standard thing. Even before all of this feminism, stand up for yourself, I always be like, no, I don't like that. I want that one. I want that one. Is that, like, I wanted to ask you, have you always been vocal about what you want?
No.
Or are women just kind of like, just get banged?
You just get banged.
Yeah, like I've had that a few times, but this to me, like it's 2022. Are we not saying what we like?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had many lovers recently, but yeah, I've still got that whole fat girl, just lucky to be getting a root worth. Like, and I wasn't, we were never encouraged as women or girls to say what we wanted, and it was never asked of us by our partners. Like, they just would root you, and you would be really, really lucky if they were any good at it. Mostly they weren't. And mostly they would just be getting themselves off the whole time.
Yeah.
So that was just a given.
Puberty blues styles.
Completely. And I grew up in basically puberty blues. Like, honestly, it was so – I couldn't even watch that show because to me it wasn't entertainment. It was
real life.
Just triggering trauma.
Well, I get that back then. I fully get that. I get that like in 90s. I get that in early 2000s. But I feel like from mid-2000s plus – we are so much more, well, I thought.
Yeah.
But when I heard this, I was like, and she's not much older than me, I was like, girl, it will turn your partner on when you ask them what turns them on, and they will be turned on when they know how to turn you on. The right partner would.
That's right.
Because I get very turned on, and I'm a feminist, when I can make, whether it's a male or a female or non-binary, come.
Mm.
If I like the right if I'm with the right person and I'm into it, I'll do whatever you want. If I don't want to, I won't do it, of course. But I was just thinking, women, especially women, say what you want.
Yes.
It is the best thing ever, and it'll make you both happy. And if you're out there just getting banged because you feel like you should just get banged, that's not the way we roll anymore.
Yeah.
You just get your juices flowing. You tell them what you like. You listen to podcasts. My last cis partner that I was having sex with, he's asked me all the time what I wanted.
Yeah, that's good.
He's like, how do I make you come? And I was like, well, sit back. It's going to take a long time because I don't really like you. No, just kidding. I liked him. But it was like, no, I really liked him. That was a lie. But, I get in my head and all those things. But I was just so blown away. And my message for this segment is communication, sexual empowerment for women, but also, dudes, tell girls what you like.
Yeah.
Like, talk. Communication is key.
What would be your advice then for someone that's been in a relationship and has never done it? Do you, like say you've been sleeping with your partner for 10 years and you've never ever said what you want? would you start?
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. You know what? Because the last one that I've said what I wanted only to 2 men, and both times I didn't get what I wanted. They ignored me.
Oh.
And the first one I'd been with for a long time, and the second one I hadn't, and they still ignored me.
Tell them to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back.
So this is another, we're giving you permission that if your partner's not giving you what you want, and then you can ask for it.
You can.
And the really frightening thing is it's a frightening thing to do because it really, really is. It's uncomfortable. It shouldn't be, but it is.
It's so uncomfortable.
And especially if it's not normal between the two of you. But give it a red hot go and have a discussion about it. And if they're not open to it, there's something I think you need to have a good hard look at the relationship and the respect again of how your partner sees you as an equal or someone that needs as much pleasure as they do.
Yeah.
You know, it goes a lot deeper, obviously, than we probably even considering. But I know for a fact that when I have asked for what I've wanted, I've not received it from cis. Well, one of them wasn't cis het. So and I still didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah, I think if your boundary is, you know, if your communication is there and it's not being, firstly, that's 2 different conversations because if you can't have the conversation, then that's something you need to work on. But if you're having the conversation and it's not being met, well, that's a completely different ballgame.
Completely.
But start off by having it.
Yeah, start having the conversation.
And then go from there. But say what you want because life is too short, number one, and everybody deserves to come because it's just coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Like don't plan your whole year around like wigging out about it or just do it and like listen to really good podcasts, watch really sexy things, see what gets your juices flowing. And if you don't like what your partner's doing, tell them because you're going to end up having such better sex life. Yeah. Oh, I was so blown away. I was like, and this woman's quite strong too. And I was like, girlfriend, what the f***?
Yeah.
Just say what you want. She was so shocked like, wait, You asked them what they what?
It's just not
and
normal.
I was like, wow.
It's just not the done thing. It just isn't. And
it's going to be.
It's a sad state of affairs. It really is. That
if I got anything to do with it, I'll be sliding into your bedrooms and I'll be saying, ask.
Good on you.
Ask.
I'll be sending you dildos.
Say what you want.
I like it. There's nothing like having a bit of Angie whispering in your ear while you're having a root.
ASMR.
That's what I like.
I'm like, do it, girl. Get it. Oh, yeah, that's the spot. Oh, yeah, that's the spot right there. Anyway, that's enough. I'm done.
Thank you. I just came.
See, all you had to do was bloody ask and I made you come. Oh, how good.
Well, that's us for today. If you want to come.
Slide into my DMs.
If you want to come to next week's episode, we're going to do one for you. So please do come along and listen to us again. We hope that you've enjoyed this one that you came to. We thank you for being here. Please rate and review us on all of the apps that you know that you listen to us on. If you want to chat with us, tell us about whether you talk to your partner about what you want. 2 girls at novaentertainment.com.au, or you can just slide into our DMs, Angie and Yvie, on the Instagrams, please don't come to our Facebook page. We are never on it. Don't waste your time. But we love you and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Have the day you deserve. Everyone deserves to come.
Have the day you deserve.